What's your topic?
We're live. We're live. We're live. Like. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday to you. Hope you have a great week.
Morning.
Thursday's here. For a lot of people, they work a 5-day work week. Not everyone, but some people do. And Thursday's like, some people call it Friday Eve and all that kind of corny stuff like that. But we do have a topic today. First off, my name is Brian K. McNeill.
And I am Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeilll.
And together we are the empowerment duo. And this show that you tuned into is what's called Let's Talk About It, where we talk about personal conversations,
Business information,
and spiritual inspiration
with a little bit of shenanigans.
And today we have a good topic. Today's topic is, could you do
if you were more courageous?
Or what could you do if you were more bold? If you were more courageous, or if you were more bold, or even if you were a little bit more courageous or a little bit more bold, what could you do? That's what we want to explore today.
Take the limits off. Take the limits off.
So get some thoughts to that. We'll be right back in a moment.
Back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am LisaSantiagoMcNeilll.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. No limits, no boundaries. I see increase all around me.
No, in my classic book, 932, the 9 most important words, the 3 most important skills, and the 2 most important questions, the number 1 most important word is the word courage. And this book surmises, this is a loving father talking to his daughter, that the word courage has the most to do with your happiness or sadness, your prosperity or your poverty, your good things in life or your bad things in life. They happen in direct proportion to what you have the courage to go after or ask for. I could not have married this beautiful woman here if I didn't have the courage to ask for her hand in marriage. That middle school boy doesn't get to dance with a pretty girl unless he has the courage to ask the pretty girl to dance with him. Courage has a lot to do with your enjoyment. When you go to the pool as a kid and you know the water is cold, but you see other people having fun, it takes some courage to endure that first cold splashing feeling. The courage. Good morning, Uzama.
Good morning, Uzama. What would you do? What could you do if you were more courageous?
Woo!
I don't know where that came from.
That's yawn snuck up on you, did it, baby?
Yes, it snuck up on me. What could you do if you were more courageous?
Yep, I like to put them together. Courage and bold.
We heard you 3 times.
I can say it.
Yeah, you can.
45 times.
You certainly can. But to be correct, good morning, Priscilla. Good morning, Lady M.
Okay.
To be courageous, first of all, define it.
I want to give you the dictionary definition of courage. And then I'm going to ask Lisa how she feels about the dictionary definition. Courage is a noun. It's a thing. Is the ability to do something that frightens one. I like it. I think I like it.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to do something that you're afraid to do is what's courage.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an adage I like too, is to be afraid, but do it anyway.
Dr. Susan Jeffers.
That's where it comes from?
Yes.
Be afraid, but do it anyway.
It's feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yes, I like that thought myself.
Absolutely. It's one of the earlier most thoughts that I kind of learned back in 2012 as I embarked upon the journey of becoming. which is a process. There was a lot of hurdles to go over before I got to the one where I was willing to step up and step out. And it took a lot to be courageous. It took some support. It took some willingness to be uncomfortable
And
in
sometimes
scenarios.
it took some necessity that you had to do it. And if you didn't do it, it wouldn't get done. If I didn't do this, I won't have that. So I could do the other things. If I didn't ask for this, I wouldn't have the money to pay my bills. Sometimes necessity forces us to be courageous.
Good morning, Minister Birdie.
There
Thank
used
you
to
for
be another
joining us
thing,
this
too.
morning.
What would you do with your life if you knew that you could not fail? What would you go for if you knew that you could not fail at it? Some people say some wonderful things like, well, I'd be a world-class professional speaker, or I'd have a fantastic church. Okay, I would do that. I will build an amazing edifice to God, and I would have amazing parishioners. If you knew that you couldn't fail, what would you try to do? That's the question. Ponder that. Because if you knew you couldn't fail, and you can imagine something that you would go for if you knew you wouldn't fail, if you can even come up with an answer to that.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis. What could you do?
Some people say that's probably what you
should be doing.
Oh,
what could
I don't want
you
to hear
do
that.
if you were more courageous?
You don't want to hear that. What you should be doing. There's one of my favorite funny movies, and I still find this movie funny. There's the movie Office Space. Office Space. And then the scene where these three guys are hanging around the office, just job jacking, and none of them like their job. They hate their job and all that. But one of them hates his job more. But they talk about, this guy says, my guidance counselor used to ask everybody, what would you do if they gave you $1 million? And one guy says, you know what I would do? I would take half of it and invest in low-risk mutual funds. And I'll take the other half to a friend of mine who works in securities. And he goes, no, you're missing the point. He says, what would you do? Like if you wanted to work on old cars, you should probably be a mechanic. What would you do if you had $1 million? And the guy says, okay, so what about you? What did you do? Because I never had an answer for him. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a great answer. But the movie overall is funny. So the point is, what? She's like, where were you going with that? What would you do if you had $1 million? What would you try to do if you knew you could not fail? What would you do if you were more courageous? That's our point today.
You could have told that story a little bit differently.
Naturally.
Because he went on to say, if I remember correctly, or if I remember the time that you told it better, because I never watched that dumb movie.
Oh, I'm going to make you watch the dumb movie.
He decided that if he had $1 million, he would do nothing.
Right. He would sit down all day. That was later. I would do, because he asked another friend, his next door neighbor, Lawrence.
I'm sorry, far too much information for something I'm not interested in.
So let's go there then. So he finally asked his buddies that. And then he kept asking his next door neighbor, because Lawrence, what would you do if you had $1 million? And Lawrence, with a straight face, said, I'll tell you what I'd do if I had $1 million. 2 chicks at the same time. And he was serious. And the guy that asked the question was juggling, goes, that's it? You would do 2 chicks at the same time, get $1 million? He goes, damn straight, I'd always wanted to. So it was just a funny scene to me.
It really still is.
And then he said, I'll tell you what I would do. I would do nothing. I would sit down all day. I would relax. I would do nothing. And then his buddy said, you don't need $1 million to do nothing. You don't need $1 million to do nothing. She's trying to get me off this point, y'all.
I need you to understand this is why men do not need to rule the world.
Oh, why?
Okay?
Whoa. How do you get that out of what I've been saying?
You just spent 7 minutes on foolishness.
I did not spend 7 minutes, like 2 minutes.
So, good morning, Janelle. What could you do if you were more courageous? If there was no fear of failure, if there was no fear of looking stupid, if there was no fear of someone
loss or looking dumb or being embarrassed, any of that stuff. If you didn't fear that at all, what would you try?
What would you try? What could you try?
Would you try something different? Would you try something different?
So yes, and I'm already doing it. And I'm already embarking upon it. I actually had a conversation with my husband over this weekend over this week, because I am embarking upon something that does elicit a little bit of fear and a little bit of discomfort for me.
And as we already have defined it, the word courage, according to the dictionary, is the ability to do something that you're afraid of. You're afraid to do it, but you do it anyway.
And for whatever reason, you could be afraid of it for whatever reason. It could be dangerous. It could be you're afraid of hurting someone's feelings. You're afraid of
be embarrassed.
Embarrassment. You're afraid of any number of things. I
would love to sing in front of the group, but I'm afraid that somebody might not like how I sing.
Yes. So willingness to be willing to do that. So one of the things, and I'll share with you guys, many of you believe or know that I have shared my story, shared it. Hey, Jay, good morning, family on the plane, headed home. Hey, welcome back.
I'm glad you had a safe trip and had a good time. Hopefully you had a great time. He's on the and he thought it not robbery to stop by here and say good morning to you guys. You on the plane right now, Jay?
So what would you do if you were more courageous?
Jay, if you were more courageous than you are, what would you do with your time? What would you do with your life? Sister Birdie, what would you do if you had more courage? Sister Priscilla, Lady Ann, if you were more free from what others might think, what would you do if you had more courage? Is there anything? Or are you one of those people who are willing to say, nope, I have no fears. I have all the courage I need. There's nothing that I'm afraid to try.
Nothing holding me back.
Yeah.
I'm all the way up.
If I had more courage, I would ask for 3 or 4 times the money I ask for right now.
Is that really something that you have a fear with?
Well, I just doubled my rates on one of my programs, okay, to $20,000. But I haven't offered it to anybody yet. But that's what I'm going to charge for it. But I haven't done it yet. Why not, Brian? Why haven't you offered it to anybody yet for $20,000?
Dr. Birdie said, I would like to learn to swim. Okay, there's one. Lena Janelle said, well, I had a consultation with the wise Dr. Deborah last night, and she's going to be a part of helping me to do just that.
Amen. Good conversation with the wise Dr. Deborah. That's beautiful. When I say swim, I'm of an era can remember Parliament Funkadelic. And it goes, never learn to swim. Boom, 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 boom. Can't catch the rhythm of the stroke. Boom, 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 boom. Why must I hold my breath? Boom, boom, boom. Feeling like I might choke. What y'all know about that?
Jay said skydive, surf, and fly a plane.
Really, Jay? You would skydive, surf, and fly a plane. We have more courage.
My aunt actually learned how to fly a plane after 50. She got flying lessons from her son on her 50th birthday.
I believe I could fly a plane and learn how to fly a plane and actually take it off from the seat of the plane. I believe I could just go up in there and have someone give me some instructions and do it.
Okay, I wouldn't be one of your passengers. Skydiving, surf, not so interested in.
But he said it. Yeah. A lot of people list that, baby, as like a bucket list thing. Before they leave this earth, they want to jump out of a plane at least once, skydive.
Miss Nancy did something that had to do with skydiving.
Nancy White?
Yeah. She did something cool.
She's
always doing something.
Whenever I see pictures of people like on Facebook or where has skydived or even tandem skydive with a person strapped to their back to hide them and all that stuff, I applaud you. I'm so proud of you for giving that a try. That's a bucket list thing for a lot of people, Jay, skydiving.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah. What could you do if you were more courageous?
You might have to add wise because Lena Janelle says she talked to the wise. Wonderful and wise.
Wonderful and wise. Dr. Deborah.
The wonderful and wise Dr. Deborah. What would you do if you had even more courage? Now, Dr. Deborah has demonstrated courage. You've demonstrated courage. William Brown has demonstrated some courage. Uprooting yourself from familiar surroundings to launch into the unknown. move into a new city where you don't have roots established.
I did that.
You done that, okay? I've done that myself too. The first day I lived in Raleigh, I didn't know a single person in Raleigh.
Really?
Yep. I just knew I didn't want to live in the same city as mom, but I didn't want to live too far away.
Oh, wow.
So I moved to Raleigh. Okay. Found me an apartment in the newspaper and moved to Raleigh.
Okay.
Did I spray you or something?
Always. Always and every single day.
Suffering succotash.
You might be saying that. It's always in my mind. I wonder what the heck he's doing.
I don't get it because this must be new because I haven't always done that. In 9 years, I've always done it.
Done it a lot.
Okay.
Dr. Deborah says, "Oh, Lena Janelle, how kind of you. It's such a joy to work with you."
And that's when it's the best. When you like the person that you're working with. Or when you genuinely feel some affinity. To me, that's when it's the best. Yep. Is there anything, Doctor?
Good morning, Shirley DeJeanette Wyatt. What could you do if you were more courageous?
Jumping out of a plane. Jay Mattier lifted that up. I remember the first time I jumped out of a plane. I couldn't believe I was doing it. There were people doing it in front of me, though. And we had all been through the same month-long training. We were training for 30 days.
That'll help to bolster your confidence and nobody splatted.
Right.
Nobody splatted.
No, but the 30 days wasn't actually jumping. You were learning how to land for 30 days. And you're getting in shape for 30 days. And you learn how to pack your
Doing it together, definitely.
Right. Doing it together. But I remember the moment I actually got out of the plane the first time because you have to move from where you are to the door. You have to do what's called a shuffle because they don't want you to lift your feet off the ground. So you slide your feet forward, slide inside forward. And then as I got closer and closer to the door, I saw the clouds and I saw the daylight. And there's people behind you that call pushers. So you're going, okay? You're going to go. It's not an option. They're pushing you. And I did everything the training said to do. I jumped out, feet and knees together, chin tucked in, 1001, 1002, 1003. And the chute opened up. And first off, it's violent at first, and then it gets peaceful. A military jump is very violent for a few seconds.
None of it.
And then it gets peaceful. Just for a few seconds. Like imagine my arms, my whole body. When you first jump out of a plane, this is what your body does. Your feet can be up there. Everything is so crazy. You're all over the place for a little while. And then your chute opens up fully, and then it's propped like this. And then it's peaceful. That's what it's like to jump out of a plane. So, Dr. Deborah, when you jump out of your plane, Sister Shirley DeJeanette White, when you jump out of your plane, Dr. Bertie Rouse, when you jump out of your plane, that's what you might have to anticipate.
Dr. Bertie said she would like to learn how to swim.
Yes.
There are people that are actually afraid of swimming, and I don't think that I was given the opportunity to be afraid of swimming.
Right, you were tossed in.
Yes.
At a young age.
5.
Did we see something? One of our friends offered, would anybody here be interested in adult swimming classes? He had like 80-something people said, I would be. Adults interested in adult learning how to swim classes. You know, if you never learned how to swim.
They offer them up the street too. Adult swimming classes at the aquatic center.
Oh, yeah, at the aquatic center. Okay, cool. Adult swimming classes. And even I think I could swim right now. I think I'm pretty good at swimming. But I would be willing to take an adult swimming class too, because I probably could do it better.
Not me.
Cosette, morning, this is what, second day I seen you, Cosette, maybe?
Good morning, wonderful people. Good morning to you. Shirley said, I will not be jumping out of a plane willingly. Amen.
Cosette Leary.
Oh, amen.
She says, good morning, wonderful people. But
Thank
Cosette,
you so much.
If you had even a little bit more courage.
What could you do?
What could you do?
Amen.
If you had more.
Sister Birdie said, I almost drowned. That's why I fear it. Absolutely. Yeah. I can understand why that would prohibit you.
Justifiable fear.
Absolutely. Dr. Deborah said, I would take a solo cross-country trip in an RV. I'm seriously thinking about it.
You know, you have mentioned this a couple of times over a little while, Dr. Deborah. The idea, and what happens with an idea like that, Dr. Deborah, that little seed idea, it starts to grow. Mm-hmm. And then you'll find yourself looking at pictures of RVs or noticing them on the road, and then you start your brain takes hold of it first. And the longer your brain sits with an idea, eventually it happens.
Absolutely.
That's the problem with flirting with office workers. Okay. That's the problem with having a work husband or work wife.
Ernest says, that was the plan when I got here, to learn how to swim. And they sent me to one of the three bases that had no swimming pool. Lena Janelle says, yes, don't forget the wonderful LOL. I want to write another fellowship that will let me travel and live in Paris and France and Cuba for a few months.
Amen.
I want to improve my French and Spanish, create phenomenal art, eat the local cuisine, dance, and experience people other than Americans. Amen. Cosette said I could do tropical cliff diving. I actually did that. The same week that I learned, how to swim, I actually also learned how to cliff dive in St. Thomas.
Sister Lena Janelle, thank you for that post.
At 5 years old.
I love the post that you made, Lena. But here's the beautiful thing about you being willing, you being courageous enough to post that and share that publicly. Others can see it too. And everyone who reads that now can imagine it with you. We all become like your angels because you were specific. You wanted to live in Paris, France, and Cuba for a few months each and improve your French, improve your Spanish.
Yes.
So now we get to imagine it with you. We get to imagine our friend, Lena Janelle, in Paris, France, probably with a beret on.
Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Tony Lee. Tony, if you were more courageous, what would you do?
And Lena says, do it, Dr. Deborah. That's right. Do it, do it, do it. Ernest says, I really want to learn how to swim so I can scuba dive. The thing that scares me is the thing that I want the most, the water.
Yeah. I'm not even sure you even need to know how to swim to scuba dive. Because, you're down there with the flippers on and the kank on, and I don't even think you need to know how to swim as much because you're down there. Again, don't take my word for it because I'm not a scuba diver instructor. Okay, I'm not. I play one on TV. Dr. Beverly says,
Grand rising to my favorite, awesome, beautiful family. Just like an airplane, I'm not going back on my way forward.
Amen.
Amen. Dr. Deborah Dunstan said, I would like to scuba dive now.
Would you like to scuba dive?
I already did it.
Would you like to do it again?
Sure.
I haven't done it before.
I've done it before.
I could do it. Scuba dive. And now I watch nature shows like almost every day before bed. It's like my nighttime routine. Watch the animals, watch the ocean, watch the reef, the coral reef, all the things that are beautiful and sometimes dangerous and sometimes things you don't want to touch. So I would be very, very...
I've done scuba diving and snorkeling.
Mm-hmm. I never liked snorkeling. I've done it before, but this concept, I got to be so close to the top of the water
that your hose got to stick out.
I don't want that.
Well, that's so that you could look inside the water.
I could do that anyway.
Yeah, but you would have to go keep coming out. Keep coming your face back out.
You're practically there anyway. Because that says way forward.
That's right.
I feel you guys in the innuendo, and we have already voted. I feel better that we voted. And I'm of the same opinion. If you don't vote, shut your mouth. Okay, don't say nothing. Brother Mark Greer submits. If I had more courage back in the day, I would have continued to box.
Yes.
I sparred a little with our boxing coach. Well, I say sparring. He would probably say he was toying with me. I was 14 and thought I had some skills. He showed me in a teasing way that I wasn't there yet. Teaching way that I wasn't there yet. I need to get my revenge. He's probably 89 years old now, so I could probably take him out. Yes. Don't let the old age fool you, because there's tons of videos on YouTube of senior citizens kicking people's butts that know how to box. But that's so interesting, Mark Greer. Even adult boxing classes right now. You can take boxing classes right now. That's so interesting. I used to also box at 10, 11, and 12, and I thought I had skills too. So I really had this thought, Mark Greer. Do I want to be a professional boxer or do I want to be a professional basketball player? because I thought either one was an option for me.
Lynn Janelle says, oui, j'adore, je parle français et me habla español un poco. That's living out loud to me. I want my papi chulo to come with me, LOL. Thank you, Brian. And that's cool. You've been snorkeling, Lisa. Yes, I have been snorkeling. You know what I just realized?
I liked how you did that, baby.
I was about to say, I just realized that you have to change your mouth. You have to change your mouth and your breathing depending upon which type of language that you're speaking.
Yeah, but you had to learn how to read that like that. You weren't born knowing how to say oui, j'adore. You weren't born with that. You had to learn how to do that.
Yes, I took French in school.
All right, let me hear it again. Do that opening sentence again.
Oui, j'adore, je parle français. Et mi habla español un poco.
So she does them both in there.
Mi habla español también un poco. That's living out loud.
That's
to
sexy,
me.
baby.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Y'all pray for me. Y'all know I'm leaving right after the show. So,
maybe a few minutes later than you thought.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, that's sexy.
Très bon. Mucho bueno.
That's hot. It's hot coming from my wife, man. I'm telling you, man. I like it.
Well, I'm glad you like it. On our first date, I spoke Spanish,
which turned me on. We went to lunch at Punta Cana, and Lisa was so confident too. She did it with such confidence. First off, she was looking good, but she had her confidence levels exuded, and she ordered in Spanish. She was had a conversation with the waitress in Spanish, which I thought was so sexy. But she came across as, "Look, I want you to know I'm bilingual, okay? I'm bilingual enough I can have a conversation with her and order our lunch in Spanish. Check this out." Mark Greer, she was showing me her credentials.
That's what it was.
I have to ask Mark, say it to Mark Greer, because I don't see another dude in the room.
Jay is in the room.
Uzama and Jay.
Uzama's in the room.
Uzama and Jay, yeah.
You see how he treats you guys?
No. Let's start that. Those my boys. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
Mucho bueno. Trebon, mucho bueno.
I have to run, family. Everyone have a blessed day. All right, Shirley, we love you.
Your life gets better when you try more things. Mm-hmm. Your life gets better when you have courage. Courage is the ability to do something. The
willingness.
It says ability in the dictionary.
I don't think you necessarily have to know how to do it. It's willing to do it.
I get that, and that makes sense to me. I agree with you.
Because if it's an ability, then why be scared?
That's right. Well, I don't know why. But whether you go out willing, let's go with willingness, okay? So at least you don't flip out. The willingness to do something that you're afraid to do.
Cosette, she says, have a blessed day, Queen.
She's talking to Shirley.
That's
Cosette,
right.
did I get an answer from you? What would you do if you were more courageous? And so, Cosette, think about a song that we could use as your greeting, because we're going to do our greeting songs this morning, too.
Dr. Deborah said, I'm certified as fluent in Spanish, but over the years, I have lost a lot of it.
I don't believe I've ever heard Dr. Deborah flex her Spanish.
And I honestly believe that even when you lose it, if you're immersed in it, you'll gain it back. Because I have found, and Judy can attest to it, there have been a few conversations. Judy will usually speak English with me. Mm-hmm. Judy Floyd will usually speak English with me. But a couple of times, and I don't know what it was, just out of the clear blue, she would only speak in Spanish with me. And those few times, I only responded back in Spanish. And she was like, okay. So I am Puerto Rican. I used to speak Spanish.
Yesterday, we had our election issue on, and I got off the broadcast yesterday thinking, man, that was a tough conversation to have. That's not really our style. We had to talk like that. I noticed I had to talk like that live. And my wife got a beautiful phone call from Patrina Mattier. And Patrina Mattier told my wife
that she was in physical therapy, and she said, and she hadn't even realized that she was listening to the show. She was like, oh, I'll turn it off. And they was like, no, don't turn it off. We want to hear it. I want to hear it from the beginning. So shout out to the physical therapist office. Hopefully we got a new listener there. Amen. Lena Janelle said, I love this. Something about our Afro-Latina folks. That's right. That's right. I can't read that.
Me, for real.
That's Mexico.
ES.
Espanol. I don't know what I can't see them.
They're
that
smaller.
Far. And she says, I agree, Dr. Lisa. That's right. I think that when you get right back into it, you get right back into it.
I've heard about people who learn Spanish through the immersion method, where they'll actually connect with a family in a village or town and live with them for 30 days or so and learn Spanish that way.
Yeah, I was actually using so there are some apps in okay, Sister Cosette, put out there. She said I would create more Ivy League keynotes used to work at Johns Hopkins University. All right.
She will create more Ivy League keynotes. That's exciting, Sister Cosette. I want you to do those things. Definitely create more keynotes. There is a laundry list that I have that if I had more courage or was more bold, I would do for me. And I suspect you do too. I suspect if you are honest with yourself, there's a whole bunch of things that you would try or that you would do if you had more courage. So they're
coming. So I'm glad. Cosette said I lived in East Baltimore. All right, Baltimore. Baltimore in the house. Baltimore in the house. So I think that is definitely something to be bold enough to do. And I actually spoke at several colleges right here in North Carolina.
So have I.
Before we got together, and for some reason, I stopped marketing to them or soliciting them or contacting them.
See, that's another thing.
They actually reached out to me in that case, and I think I just kind of left it that way.
But we can't do everything.
No, but I know that there was a need and a benefit for it, and I'm in alignment with it. But I think that there was a season, and I'm being very transparent. There was a season that I did not feel comfortable speaking to corporate audiences at all.
I know that's true for my wife, because you have been to corporate opportunities to speak early in our relationship. You had actually done it when I wasn't around, and you've made comments to me like, this wasn't really my audience, Brian. This would have been more like your audience, because you felt they were more corporate. You said that's an audience, or that group is more for you than me, because that was a feeling you had at the time.
Yep.
That may not be the case today.
Well, it doesn't matter what the case is today. I'm no longer submitting to feelings first. Okay. I'm making decisions based upon what it is that I want to do. Amen. All right, Cosette. Oh, I think we got that song, but let me see. Cosette.
Terry Robinson already has.
That's right. Terry Robinson already has that
we got
song.
I'm Terry Robinson and I achieve. Can you try another one?
Hello, how are you? Can you try another one, or we'll have to pick another line from that song?
Another part of the song.
Another part of that song. Not the I'm every.
She goes, oh no.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
That must really be your song. So, but there's lots of lines in that song. We can find another part.
But that's the best line. That is the best line.
Yeah. Anything you want done, baby?
Yeah.
I ain't black. Oh, yeah.
We'll come up with it.
I'm the one. Just ask me. Ooh, and it shall be done.
Yeah, I like that line too.
Don't bother to compare. Right. Something like that. Something like that.
I'm every woman. And
Tony Lee got to run. Tony, if you watching because he did tell us one time at least, he has a screen in this hallway outside of his office, and his coworkers was watching us one time.
We love you. We love you. We love you. Gotta stay blessed. Amen. Come on in.
I just had to check in and stay blessed. We're gonna try, Cosette. Help us, Cosette. Help us find your
She did help us, but she didn't know that song was already assigned to someone else.
All right, Tony.
All right, I'm gonna think about it. We'll have to play it on a smart speaker and come up with it.
Yeah, we'll come up with something because we'll play it afterwards. Well, actually, today's the day before we get on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow we had Journey Mercies because tomorrow morning, right after the show, we're gonna get on the highways.
Yes, because I'll be speaking at the Sisters Inspire Sisters to Advance Retreat 2024 in Ocean City, Maryland.
Yes. So we're gonna be on the highway. So pray our journey mercies, pray our safety. Okay. More bounce to the ounce. I like that too. Now, can we put Cosette Leary in there somewhere? More Cosette, more bounce to the ounce. Yes, much more bounce to the. I love it too. Cosette, you kind of showcasing that you are a woman.
I like
of a certain age.
That's right. That's right.
You can't really tell by pictures all the time how old someone is.
I know, you don't even look like a grown up in your pictures.
Man, I was surprised earlier today. One of our friends, she celebrated her 32nd wedding anniversary.
Like, wait a minute, what?
I mean, she looks like she's 32. This is her 32nd wedding anniversary.
Amen.
Yep, we're going to Ocean City, Maryland. Yep.
Mm-hmm, that's right. That's up by. You said you're from Baltimore, right? Who said they was from Baltimore? Or did the Johns Hopkins? Or I think she said.
Yeah, because that says she
lived in East Baltimore.
Yep.
Yes.
So it's 9:34. I want you to think about this today. Really, really, really think about this.
Because I think 52 years young.
I think this question, what would you do if you were more courageous or more bold? I think this question is a confession, but I also think the answer to this question can actually change the way you live.
It can unlock some things things that you're being held hostage to through inhibitions. Sometimes inhibitions. I believe, this is my philosophy, I believe that before we're 30, some things were made to keep us safe, but we may have overlearned them. And then beyond 30, 40, 50, we're almost afraid to try the things that were once in our hearts and our minds to do.
Because we're busy paying bills.
Absolutely. But it's your time. It's your time to shine. It's your time to be. It's your time to find out who you were fully meant to be.
And according to our great friend, Dr. George Fraser, Cosette, you are only 2 years into your peak earning years. Because your peak earning years start after age 50, according to Dr. George Fraser. So you're only 2 years old into your peak earning years.
And he's 78.
And he looks great.
And still doing the darn thing.
Yes.
Amen. Ernest said, I like this conversation. That's right, children. I like this conversation. Sitting back, listening to everyone. I'm in amazement. It's your time.
It's your time.
That's right. You know, I got to pick on Ernest because he's one of the youngest ones in the room. He's the baby of the bunch.
Ernest, that's Lisa starting on you, man. Kelly Price, it's my time.
Yes, I like that.
I'm gonna write all of this stuff down because we're gonna get you a jam, Cosette. You are stepping up, Cosette. We're gonna get you a jam that we sing when you come on at 9:42. At 9:42 is when we do our greeting songs and greeting logos. Ernest, thank you for highlighting that.
It's your time. It is your time.
I saw something this morning. I'm gonna read it in a moment. I saw something that life begins at 55. The first 54 years of your life was learning you how to live after that. I think there's some truisms in that because the book Think and Grow Rich highlights age 55. This is why do most men not acquire wealth until after 55? And it has reasons why they list. Lena Janelle says,
let me applaud you both,
Thank
Brian
you.
and Lisa, for initiating this topic.
Amen.
Although I personally have no desire to do anything physically thrilling like parachuting, jumping out of airplanes, swimming with sharks, etc. What I am excited about is pursuing the career opportunities that I've wanted to do for years. Writing about what I want to do is powerful, as we all know. To have my own animated TV series on a network,
that would be exciting.
To travel the world, to teach and create art with non-Americans to love.
Lena Janelle is bringing it this morning. Lena, I see power.
And Ernest said, I ain't studying Lisa.
Okay.
I ain't studying you back.
But I see power
Maybe
in
take out my whole.
what you've written today, Lena Janelle.
Absolutely.
Ernest ain't studying these because it's impossible to spell student. Okay,
he meant study.
I know he did, but it's impossible to spell.
That's why I said.
But he also says, I also wanted to share the second week of You Fit of Legos went amazing last night.
We had 11 people and we began working on a new set. The classic Chinese garden. Everyone is so excited and anticipating being mentally fit.
I love it. If y'all not aware, Ernest has initiated a program to help military people or anyone that with around them with their mental fitness, and he's doing it with Legos. These are grown-ups with real stuff they're dealing with and helping them to heal and feel better and think better using Legos as a binding theme.
Absolutely. I am actually using adult coloring pages, particularly Mancala pages and positive pages to help become.
Mancala is a game, an African game that we like.
To help become mindful through mindlessness. Become mindful through mindlessness. Amen.
Ernest says, Lena Janelle.
Love this, ma'am.
I love this, ma'am.
Absolutely. And he's got to put the ma'am on there because he's been raised right.
And Cosette says, I love that method. Doesn't it sound exciting, Cosette, that what Ernest is doing with that project? And Ernest, let me applaud you back because you had an idea and you had the courage
absolutely
to give it a try. You had the courage to breathe life into it and to launch it. You know, Lisa, you and I both, we live on what we have the courage to try.
Absolutely. Sometimes back in 2017, or was it 16?
What? When we did what? When we just went on cold stalking?
Yeah.
2016 maybe, the winter.
Yeah, it was right after we got married.
Mm-hmm. No, so it was 17 then, 2017?
Oh, we got married in 2016.
Right, you said right. Okay, 16. But I remember it was still cold out. So go ahead and tell what you're going to tell.
So we actually got dressed, drove up to a couple of facilities, and just went inside and presented ourselves. It's like, hey, we're here. We want to do this. We want to do that. Or
we wanted to host empowerment and entrepreneurial workshops at their facility. So we did a bank, we did like a travel agency, we went to a computer supply store, and we actually did workshops.
Yeah, we did workshops there.
Well,
they
how
actually welcomed us.
And they paid for, they catered it.
Yeah, they did. Amen. Amen. Ernest said, I love adult coloring books. Can I order that somewhere? Seriously? Yes, you can. It's actually on. It's not ready yet. It'll be ready by Friday, which is tomorrow.
Okay.
Or maybe by Monday.
And Cosette says, let's go courage.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, you need the book. The first thing that he teaches his daughter, the most important word of life is courage.
Hey, Uncle Uchi.
Dr. Deborah says,
I would launch an
integrative
trauma recovery center to help people to heal and manifestation and abundant life beyond trauma. Absolutely.
Dr. Deborah, you would do that wonderfully.
Lena Janelle says, 55. So double nickels is the magic year, huh? Yes, it is. Awesomeness. I have 2 more years to get there. I love yours too, Ernest. That's cool. Just imagining that.
Doesn't it sound cool? And I will say this, Sister Lena, 55 was a significant birthday for me. I felt different at 55. I felt better. I felt like I finally had some stuff figured out when I turned 55. Now, I'm much older than that now. Okay?
Not much.
Yes, I am. I'm 56.
Much older than that now. He'll be 57 next month. In exactly 31 days, he will be 57.
Yeah, because November 25th is my birthday. Cigars make great gifts. But I don't want you...
days.
I don't want anybody to go out of their way to do anything for my birthday, but cigars make great gifts. So I don't want to... nobody should spend any major money. Cigars make great gifts. On my birthday or anything like that. You don't have to plan nothing. Cigars make great gifts. You don't have to pool any resources. Cigars make great gifts. So it's just a regular old birthday. It's 57. So don't feel like you have to do anything. Cigars make great gifts. Don't worry about that, okay?
I wonder what I'll get him for his birthday.
What was I? You know where I got that from, right? It was in the 80s, I think. On Saturday Night Live, there was this guy who does things like subliminal messages. You know, we should go on a date. Wear push-up bra. Yeah, we should go on a date. You can just dress any way you want. Push-up bra. You know, a corporate. And he would like drop these subliminal messages in his conversations.
Ernest said, y'all, what a story. I love that confidence to present yourself in a space on the spot. Wow,
we
y'all.
just walked in and did it.
Absolutely, we did. We just walked in and did it.
And it was so much fun.
Mm-hmm. We went to 3 doors in the same like office strip.
Yeah.
And one said maybe, one said no, and one said yes.
We would have had no yeses if we hadn't tried.
Right.
Ernest says,
wait, Brian, I'm a cigar guy. So we can be specific, not that you're asking.
Well, it's been a while. I like a lot of different type of cigars. Okay. And I think people who say only one kind of cigar, they don't really understand cigars. Okay. But if I was making a request, I haven't had one of these in a while. I used to buy them regularly, but an Andalusian Bull. An Andalusian Bull. They changed the game on those things. Those cigars got so popular that they stopped selling them one at a time. You have to buy like 6 to get one. Okay. Which raises the rate on them. But if you figure out a way to get me an Andalusian Bull, that'd be amazing. I'm a big fan of
Rocky Patel.
Well, I do less Rocky Patels now, but Rocky Patels are reliable. They're never bad. Okay. But Padrones, I'm really into Padrones. There are a lot of cigars I like, Ernest.
Linda Janelle says, love it. I have that book. Thanks to Brian, Shirley, Jeanette Wyatt. Y'all cracking me up. Brian, you share birthdays with my son. Cigars, huh? Okay, duly noted. He'll note it again.
What a great idea, Lena.
Trust me.
So Lena suggested that.
Cosette, I gotta run. She says, I gotta run.
Wait, before you leave, watch the greeting songs. Okay, I gotta run. Family, love all of this. Stay up and be blessed. And be endlessly blessed. We're 3 minutes late, so let's do it now. The way we say thank you to our consistent contributor is with greeting songs, with greeting logos. For example, up first is Uzama Ra. He's got a song.
Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King.
Uzama.
Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King.
Uzama got that song because he's a consistent contributor. Excuse me, baby. Lady Ann Priscilla Wallace, love my
sister Priscilla.
Ella.
Love my sister Priscilla. Ella.
Dr. Birdie, help us find you a jam too. Miss Phyllis George has a logo goes.
Miss
Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis
now
is
we
here.
all can have a great day. Jay Mattier's got a jam too, and it goes, Lena's next. Lena Janelle, baby, we gets high of her art, don't know how to behave. Ooh. Good morning, Sister Lena Janelle, and you brought it today, my sister.
Yes, ma'am.
Jay Maddie's got a jam too, and it goes, get ready, get ready.
Oh,
get ready, cause here Jay comes. Get ready, cause here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes. That's Jay Mattier's greeting jam. Dr. Deborah Dunstan has one too.
Dr. Deborah, nonprofit strategist and funding coach.
Miss Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt has a jam too, and it goes, Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you, rock you. Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you, rock you. That's a good jam for Shirley. We're able to put the whole name in there. Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt. Got the whole thing in there. That's beautiful.
That's right. Because since Cosette, I'm gonna be working on your song. I'm gonna be working on it. I wrote it down. I love it.
Okay, we're gonna find a jam for some. Ernest James Usher has one too, and goes, if you need web designing
or some digital marketing,
don't call me. Call Ernest James Usher.
Did it.
Ernest James Usher.
Did it.
Good morning, sir.
Absolutely. Dr. Beverly is in the building.
Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. And good morning to you and the rest of your crew. Good morning to you. I need to sip a water. Sound.
Brother Mark. Ugh. I'm so sorry. I knew you didn't want lipstick. I didn't mean to drown you.
Ugh.
I was trying to save you from the daggone water.
That's okay.
Lipstick.
As they're doing business. Mark Greer has a jam too, and it goes, so wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. That's Mark Greer's jam right there.
Absolutely. You had a song for Tony Leak?
I don't.
Okay, we got Dr. Deborah.
But we should get out of Tricky. It's tricky to rock around. Tony Leak seems to be in there somewhere.
Oh, I thought you already got it out of there.
I thought I did, but it ain't coming to me. We got a lot of songs in our head. Sheila Goth is stuck in the room.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get to.
Alina Janelle says, go back down underneath Cosette. Absolute Andalusian Bull. That's right. You spelled it right. Rocky Patel's. That's right. Cigar Chat. Love it. We've done cigar chats, a lot of them over the years. It might be time to do another one. Love it. Shake it, Dr. Lisa. Okay, whatever you was doing. Sheila Gotha came on. She says, good morning from New Orleans today.
Sheila.
Storms are brewing in her eyes. Oh, that's Sheila Gotha's greeting jam. Lena Janelle says,
as soon as Dr. Deborah and I spoke to each other, we sang our greeting songs. Thank you both for this connection.
That's fun icebreaker, is that?
Ain't that an icebreaker?
Imagine that happening. That tickles me, Lena. Mark Greer says, having the courage to take a step, make a decision, committing to executing your plan is the gateway to creating your miracle. The manifestation of that which we all are birthed can only be accessed by having the courage to begin, the willingness to persevere, and the faith to stand at the top of the mountain of your achievement and ask the world, how you like me now? I read that in the stylings of Mr. Mark Greer.
Back then they ain't want me. Now I'm hot, you're all on me.
How
Mike
you like me
Jones.
Yeah. Shouts out to Kumo D. How you like me now?
Hey.
It irked my nerve when I heard another rapper that I know I serve running around town saying he is the best. Are you for real? Is that a test kit? Real. You're nothing but a toy. Don't you know that I'll serve you, boy? How you like me now? Ernest says,
here's what's funny. I can't even sing Part-Time Lover anymore because I sing about web designing. Now what's the real words again? Yes.
Yours is the real word.
Is the real word. Part-time lover. Mm-mm.
Ernest James, the usher.
That's right.
You know, there's been a lot of songs. There's this Take Me to the King is a gospel song that I really like. But take me to the king. But it's ruined for me. Because Take Me to the Greens is so funny. Talking about the family member come over and eat all your food.
Take me to the greens.
It's so funny when she does that. I can't even hear Take Me to the King that way anymore.
But we appreciate you coming to hang out with us today. Tomorrow is Shout It Out Friday. We want you to shout out your business, your friend's business. We want you to shout out your favorite food. We want you to shout out something. Shout out your city. Shout out something so that we can celebrate with you and support and grow with you. We look forward to seeing you on Mañana. Hasta luego. Lena Janelle. And don't forget to have sex.
Peace.